Scrappers, Karen Mahoney here, Creative Memories Advisor in the New England area. I thought it'd be fun to show you how I make a adorable little pumpkin in just about any size with either the custom cutting system circles or the circle maker. So I'll show you both ways, and it's just absolutely adorable. So you can follow along with me or do it later and watch through this whenever you want. So let me just get to my desktop. There we go. All right, we're at my desktop. Sorry, I'm not a tech savvy person. I get there eventually. This is the pumpkin that we're going to make, and I'm going to show you how to do it. This one here was made with the Circle Maker, Creative Memories Circle Maker. It's probably been out for about a year or so. And this one here was made with the circle templates for the custom cutting system. So I'm going to make the bigger one first and show you how I did it. So I need my circle maker. Put this in the corner here so we can see it. I'm going to need a little bit of green cardstock. I mean, obviously you can make it whatever color you like, or you can use designer paper. To simplify, I'm just using cardstock. So the two orangey colors are tangerine and pumpkin. This is all Creative Memories paper. Tends to be what I use because it's my favorite, and I am an advisor. So the difference between the circle maker and the circle templates is the smallest circle the circle maker will make is about a 3-inch circle, whereas you can make much smaller circles with these. I only have the 2 of them here. It is actually a set of 3, this one bigger one, but this is what I had on hand. I'm not even using the tiny one. I am going to be using this one. But you can use any of the ones you want because you can make your pumpkins any size because you're going through the same process. So the circle maker can take a little getting used to it first. So if you look on this side and then you turn it and look on this side, there's measurements on both sides. This also makes circles with Creative Memories pens. It only works with Creative Memories pens. I'm trying to see if I have one here. So what you would do is you would take your pen and you drop it right in here, and you do your measurements with the pen right on this side. I'm not doing that today. That's for another day. So I'll be doing my measurements on this side. So I'm going to start by making the smallest circle I can on here. So you loosen it here, and then you can change. You can move your measurements like that. And then I'm putting it all the way over closest to where the blade engages from this knob right here. So I'm going to go as close as I can so I can make the smallest circle that I can. And I'm going to use the pumpkin paper. And I'm not really going to go through the full instructions on how to use this. There are tons of YouTube videos on how to use this. I'm just going through some basics. So I'm going to line this up right here. I hold it down to keep this in place. So you can see the blade's not engaged yet. So I can just move it around and make sure it's going to cut where I want it to. To engage the blade, I have to push in the white knob right here and then push this down. I don't have to keep holding the white because with this push down, it's engaged. I just have to keep holding it down. So I'm going to go around in a circle, and I love this tool. Sometimes I go back around just to make sure, but I usually don't have to. It's just what I'm used to. I love this one so much because I think between the two systems, this is the most accurate, and it makes the most perfect circle. Whereas sometimes with these, you end up with a little hanging chad on the end, whereas this, I never do. So it's perfect. So I'm going to be cutting 2 of these. Now I can cut one more. Let's see if I can make it fit right here. So you need 2 inside circles. Sorry about that. And you need 2 outside circles. So these are my 2 inside circles used with pumpkin. This I pushed under here. There we go. And then I need 2 outside circles with the tangerine. So what I'm going to do is loosen this up. And I'm really going to only move it. This one here, I probably moved it over like maybe 1/4 of an inch, not even 1/4 an 1/8 of an inch over here, which means it'll just be, the circle will be about 1/4 of an inch bigger, but if it's behind something, it's going to leave you an 1/8 of an inch frame. So let's do this one. I'm going to move this over a little bit more. And I'm going to make sure this kind of fits. I'm going to move this down a little. Make my circle. If you can't go all the way around, just go back and go that way. It's so nice and easy. And it literally cuts like butter. I'm going to make one more, making sure I'm not going to cut over the edge. And that's it. These circles are so simple. So your next step on this would be to take some adhesive on the smaller of the circles and put it on the larger circle, right in the center. On both of them. Okay, so now you should have 2 doubled circles here. And then what you need is I have my Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer. I don't know if this works on all trimmers, but you need to put one of these circles aside and the other one needs to be cut in half. So you can cut it in half however you want, the best way you know how, but I find the most accurate way for me to cut a circle is you put it on your Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer and you put it up. There's like a little well, you've got like 2 little edges right here. And if you take your circle and kind of cradle it into that space as far as it will go, it will cut in the center pretty much no matter what size circle. Obviously, if your circle is smaller than that space, it's not going to work. So I'm going to put it right as far as it will go, put this down, and just cut it. Now, what you will find is because it's sitting in here, sometimes it doesn't cut all the way up. This circle cuts just about all the way. So all you need to do is take your scissors and do that final little snip, and you have your 2 equal halves. Look how equal that is. Sorry, that's pretty darn good. I'm done with this now. That's all I needed it for. So I'm going to take my 2 halves. Now, when I made this before, this ended up being about, I believe, about 4.5 inches. This is a little smaller than that. All right, my other one was a little bit bigger. So you're going to take 1, and I'm going to put a little tape just on one side, the side that I'm going to stick this onto. And the way I line it up is the edge here, I want to be at the edge of the darker orange here, the pumpkin. So you'll watch me when I do this. I'm going to put it in and make sure it's touching that little corner on the top and the bottom. And that's all I'm going to do. Kind of looks like an eclipse. Actually, you know what? You could make a really nice eclipse layout with this, I think. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put some tape on the other side, and you're going to do the exact same thing again. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it down just to make it easier this time. And if you use your 13-inch mat, you know it's straight like that, and it might be a little easier for you. So I'm going to just push it into that until it's touching that corner. I don't want it to touch the outside corner of the tangerine color. I want it to be touch the outside color of the pumpkin color because I want that look. I want this look of kind of like a break like that. I like that. I think it looks different. I think it looks adorable. Love it. So it's already starting to look like a pumpkin. The next thing we're going to do, I have taken the lemon punch, which I believe is still available. I believe. And I need my green cardstock. Now if you have any other punch that has leaves on it or a stem, go for it. You can do that. This was the quickest, easiest thing that I found, was just punching a lemon, putting a little tape on it, and then just putting this on top wherever you like that. And you've got, I know it's hard to see, and you've got your little stem right there. If you want to, you could take a little pen, either black or white, do a little bit of pen work, like so. It's adorable. So just like that, that was so easy to make this adorable little pumpkin. Now I want to show you something I did with this before I show you the smaller one, because basically the smaller one is the same thing. You can make a big one and a small one, put them together. It would make a cute little pumpkin patch. Another thing you can do, I took the, let's see if I have it, the Canoe border maker cartridge. I didn't even need the entire system. I just needed the housing, and I punched it, and I put this as a little mouth for my pumpkin. And then I used a different one to punch out the circles. I think I used the circle border maker cartridge. Did a little pen work to make it look even cuter. I could probably find something like makes a small, more smiley face, or you could use a pen, your pen work. You could take, if you like things that have that stitched look, you could put little stitches around your pumpkin too, and that would be absolutely adorable. I used a slightly darker lemon on this. I'm going to show you the other side. So that's all I did. And a little bit of pen work on that as well. So these are the ones that I've made. And like I said, you could do a whole bunch, and you could absolutely make your pumpkin patch. So let me show you real quick how I made this one. If you like those sizes, this is the middle size circle. So I am, once again, I'm going to grab my orange papers, and I used the green and the red blade. So the smaller circle will, obviously I'm cutting the inside, so the smaller circle is going to be with the blue blade. So I'm going to cut 2 of these. And I know a lot of you actually have the custom cutting system, because this has literally been around for probably 20 years or so. So with the old Creative Memories company, because now it's owned by somebody else, it's run a little bit differently. As an advisor, it's very refreshing, the new company. It's wonderful. And then I'm going to take the green. I'm going to do 2 of the green because it will make those circles a little bit bigger. See how quick this is? This is so great. Done with this paper. Oh, yeah, got a little snag. And we're basically doing the same process. So I'm going to put some tape on each of these. Get it right on top. And again, I'm going to grab my trimmer. Done with these. I'm going to grab my trimmer, and I'm going to cut one of these in half. I'm going to put it right in the center here. And I'll put my little snag right where it's going to cut. Now this one will not cut quite as much through. You have a little bit more that you have to cut with your scissors. and that is no problem at all. I like having the right tools to make everything come out beautiful. So again, I'm going to do them at the same time pretty much. I'm going to put my 2 pieces of tape on my circle. Okay. And line it up just like I did with the other one, the exact same thing. And there's my pumpkin. And then you're wondering, well, what are you going to use for the stem this time? I'm using the exact same thing. It is the lemon punch once again, because it works on the big punch and it works on the little punch. Pretty much the same. It has the same look. All of it kind of go together really nicely. Let me get a slightly darker paper, see if this is easier for you to see. Got 1, 2. I only did the pen work on the 1, so I would probably do all of them if I was putting them all in the same little pumpkin patch. And look how adorable that looks. I love it. I think it's so cute. I've made pumpkins in the past with ovals, but I wanted to try the circles and see how it worked. Just give it a slightly different look. So that is it for this.